Witcher had one job: don't mess up Geralt. And for 3 seasons, Henry Cavill made sure they didn't. He embodied the character so completely that even critics who hated the writing praised him universally. Then, Liam Hemsworth stepped in, and the magic vanished. But why? Was it the script, the direction, or something deeper that only Cavill understood? There's a reason one version felt alive, and the other felt hollow. Let's find out what changed. On paper, Geralt of Rivia is a nightmare to cast. He's a mutant monster hunter who grunts more than he talks, looks like a ghost, and has the personality of a tired divorce lawyer who's really good at sword fights. Not exactly Oscar bait, but Cavill didn't just play Geralt, he became him. And it started with something most actors would never do: homework. Before he was even cast, Cavill had played the Witcher 3 video game multiple times. He'd read all of Andrzej Sapkowski's novels. When he walked into that audition, he knew Geralt's favorite breakfast probably better than the showrunners did. And here's the thing: you could feel it in every scene. Remember that fight in Blaviken, the one that went viral? Cavill did his own stunts for that. And it wasn't just action hero does cool flips. It was precise, brutal choreography that looked exactly like the pirouettes described in the books. He moved like someone who'd been taking down monsters for 100 years. Precise, efficient, and completely unfazed by the danger. That's not acting, that's embodiment. And then there's the voice. Oh man, the voice. Cavill made a choice that shouldn't have worked. He decided Geralt would barely talk. When he did speak, it would be in this low, gravelly rumble that sounded like Batman gargling gravel. Those grunts and one-word replies practically became their own language. But here's why it was brilliant. By saying less, Cavill made us pay attention to everything else. A slight tightening of his jaw meant anger. A micro-expression in his eyes, those golden cat eyes, meant pain. That rare, almost imperceptible smile, that was joy, and it hit like a freight train because you had to earn it. Cavill turned Geralt into an emotional puzzle box, and viewers became obsessed with finding the key. Critics called it untold depths. Fans called it chef's kiss. I call it what happens when an actor actually respects the assignment. And he didn't just respect it, he fought for it. On set, Cavill pushed back when scripts deviated from the books. For Season 2, he argued to have key moments of dialogue for the few times he spoke to show Geralt's wisdom, not just his sword skills. He was essentially playing defense attorney for the entire fan base, and we didn't even know we needed one. Then there was the chemistry. The found family dynamic between Geralt, Yennefer, and Ciri was the emotional core that made us care about all the political nonsense and Monster of the Week plots. And Cavill was the gravity holding that solar system together. When he smiled at Ciri, when he bickered with Yennefer, when he got drunk with Jaskier, it felt real. By Season 3, critics were calling it his swan song and praising how he carried the whole thing with aplomb. Everything was working. So naturally, it was time to blow it all up. On October 29, 2022, the announcement dropped that Henry Cavill was leaving The Witcher. Liam Hemsworth would replace him in Season 4. But here's what's crucial. People weren't just sad, they were angry. Because within hours, the real story started leaking out. This wasn't Cavill leaving for a better opportunity. This was Cavill walking away because he couldn't watch the show disrespect the source material anymore. Reports surfaced that Cavill had agreed to do all 7 planned seasons on one condition: that the writers would honor Sapkowski's books. And according to insiders, they'd basically ignored him. Think about that. You've got an A-list actor who's also a superfan, offering to stay for 7 years, and you can't just listen to him? The fanbase didn't see this as a casting change. They saw it as a betrayal. Cavill wasn't just the actor playing Geralt. He was their champion, the one person making sure the show stayed true to what they loved. When he left, it felt like the last line of defense had fallen. Now, you might be thinking, come on, it's just TV. How bad could the replacement be? Buckle up. Season 4 premiered on October 30th, 2025, and within 72 hours, it became a masterclass in how not to handle a recast. First, they tried to get cute with it. The premiere opens telling Geralt's story to kids, then breaking the fourth wall to basically say, hey, the face of the White Wolf changes depending on who's telling the story. It's like if Star Wars tried to explain recasting Luke Skywalker by having C-3PO say, oh, memory banks are so unreliable. The audience didn't want meta commentary. They wanted you to make them forget the recasting happened. Instead, Netflix made them think about it in the first 5 minutes. Then, Liam Hemsworth appeared, and look, I want to be fair to him. This was a poisoned chalice from day one. No actor could have won here. He was walking into a role defined by someone else, with a fan base that already resents his existence, while wearing a wig that somehow looks worse than Cavill's Season 1 wig. But the problems go deeper than sympathy. Hemsworth's Geralt is different. Not bad different, just wrong different. Where Cavill was silent and menacing, Hemsworth became talkative. Where Cavill was this barely contained storm of cynicism and hidden pain, Hemsworth plays it calmer, more vulnerable, almost anxious. Even his accent wanders. There's a pointed joke about it, escaping to Erinsborough. That's a reference to Neighbours, the Australian soap where Hemsworth got his start. Ouch. But here's what really breaks my heart about this. It's not Liam Hemsworth's fault. He's a talented actor thrown into an unwinnable situation. He's the face of the show's decline, but he didn't write the scripts. He didn't push Cavill out. He didn't decide to keep deviating from the books that fans loved. And the numbers? Brutal. That 46% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes isn't a review bomb from trolls. It's a mass rejection. Even the few positive reviews damn with faint praise. So what went wrong? How does a streaming giant with infinite money and data analytics fumble this badly? Simple. They forgot who the show was for, treating The Witcher like it was James Bond, an IP strong enough to survive lead changes. But that's a catastrophic misunderstanding. Bond is a formula. Suave spy, cool gadgets, exotic locations. You can swap actors because you're not attached to a specific characterization. Geralt of Rivia isn't a formula. He's a character. A specific, beloved character with decades of history in books and games. Trying to recast him mid-series is like trying to replace Tony Stark halfway through the Avengers saga. It's not impossible, but you'd better have a very good reason, and creative differences isn't it. What Netflix didn't realize is that in 2025, fandoms have power. We live in a post-Marvel, lore-intensive media landscape where fans know every detail, every inconsistency, every betrayal of canon. And when you have someone like Henry Cavill, dedicated to keeping the show true to its roots, letting him go isn't just losing an actor, you're losing trust. And trust, once broken, doesn't come back. Netflix has already announced Season 5 will be the last. At first, that seemed like a creative decision. Now, it feels like giving up on the story. Here's the thing that keeps me up at night about this whole mess. It didn't have to happen. Henry Cavill wanted to stay. He was willing to be Geralt for 7 seasons. All Netflix had to do was let him be the guardian of the lore, the thing he was already doing for free. Instead, they chose ego over excellence. And now they're staring at a franchise low audience score and wondering where it all went wrong. The legacy of The Witcher will be a tragedy. It's the show that caught lightning in a bottle and chose to let it go. Henry Cavill's Geralt worked because it was a performance of subtraction, stripping away artifice to reveal something raw and real. He played Geralt from a place of love, and that authenticity radiated through every grunt, every fight, every rare smile. Liam Hemsworth's Geralt is the opposite, not because he's a bad actor, but because he's the symbol of a show that lost its way, a show that forgot why people fell in love with it in the first place. And you know what the saddest part is? We'll never know what could have been. What if Netflix had listened? What if they'd given Cavill the book-accurate scripts he wanted? What if Season 4 had been a return to form instead of a funeral? We'll never know. If you want to see more breakdowns, and trust me, there are many, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment telling me what franchise you think is next on the chopping block. My money's on Stranger Things, but that's a story for another day. Thanks for watching.